Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule.
برامجنا متوفرة بالعديد من اللغات. يرجى زيارة suprememastertv.com/schedule.
From where the giant lives, the north, to where you always face, the south. The red road goes, the road of good, the grandfather said, and on it shall your nation walk. Please continue watching to find out more.
Greetings, heavenly viewers. I'm Dakota. The diligent people of Lakota Nation always cherish their ancestral wisdom at heart and forever live under the guidance of the Great Spirit. In today's program, we'll share with you a book named Black Elk Speaks and dip deep into the spiritual message Black Elk had left to the world. Black Elk was born in 1863 as a member of the Oglala Lakota Sioux tribe, whose people lived in today's Wyoming in the western United States. Starting at age 9, Black Elk was led by inner visions to protect both the indigenous lands and his people. His ultimate symbolic mission was to bring back the tree of life so that it bloomed, thus restoring his own nation and leading the Lakota people to walk the red road, the road of good. Black Elk was revered by his fellow tribespeople as a holy man who could also heal injury and sickness through the grace of God or the Great Spirit. In 1930, Black Elk agreed to an interview by John Neihardt, an American writer and poet. Mr. Neihardt later published the book Black Elk Speaks, a vivid and moving account of Lakota life and spiritual traditions.
Black Elk Speaks. My friend, I am going to tell you the story of my life as you wish, and if it were only the story of my life, I think I would not tell it. For what is one man that he should make much of his winters, even when they bend him like a heavy snow? So many other men have lived, and shall live that story to be grass upon the hills. It is a story of all life that is holy and is good to tell, and of us two-leggeds sharing in it with the four-leggeds and the wings of the air and all green things. For these are children of one mother, and their father is one spirit. But now I can see it all as from a lonely hilltop. I know it was the story of a mighty vision given to a man too weak to use it, of a holy tree that should have flourished in a people's heart with flowers and singing birds, and now is withered, and of a people's dream that died in bloody snow. But if the vision was true and mighty, as I know, it is true and mighty yet, for such things are of the Spirit, and it is in the darkness of their eyes that men get lost.
Personal visions can be like signs along our road of life, there to remind us of the need for inner change or simply to comfort our souls. However, Black Elk's great vision that came at the age of 9 was not personal, but one meant for the whole of humanity.
Then as we walked, there was a heaped-up cloud ahead that changed into a teepee, and a rainbow was the open door of it. And through the door I saw 6 old men sitting in a row. And the oldest of the grandfathers spoke with a kind voice and said, "Come right in and do not fear." And as he spoke, all the horses of the 4 quarters neighed to cheer me. So I went in and stood before the 6, and they looked older than men can ever be, old like hills, like stars. The oldest spoke again, "Your grandfathers all over the world are having a council, and they have called you here to teach you." His voice was very kind, but I shook all over with fear now, for I knew that these were not old men, but the powers of the world. And the first was the power of the west, the second of the north, the third of the east, the fourth of the south, the fifth of the sky, the sixth of the earth. I knew this and was afraid until the first grandfather spoke again. "Behold them yonder, where the sun goes down, the thunder beams. You shall see and have from them my power, and they shall take you to the high and lonely center of the earth, that you may see, even to the place where the sun continually shines. They shall take you there to understand." And as he spoke of understanding, I looked up and saw the rainbow leap with flames of many colors over me. Now there was a wooden cup in his hand, and it was full of water, and in the water was the sky. "Take this," he said. "It is the power to make live, and it is yours." Now he had a bow in his hands. "Take this," he said. "It is the power to destroy, and it is yours." Then he pointed to himself and said, "Look close at him who is in your spirit now, for you are his body, and his name is Eagle Wing Stretches." And saying this, he got up very tall and started running toward where the sun goes down. And suddenly he was a black horse that stopped and turned and looked at me, and the horse was very poor and sick. His ribs stood out.
Let's take a moment to appreciate the beauty and strength of all the natural elements in our world. We'll be right back after a short message. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Welcome back, radiant viewers. For the traditional Indian people, the 4 directions are imbued with spiritual meaning. In Black Elk's vision, we can perceive that the east, where the morning star rises, stands for positive wisdom and knowledge, while the west stands for destruction and wars. What about the north and the south? And what is the red road and the black road? Black Elk continues to speak.
Then the second grandfather, he of the north, arose with an herb of power in his hand, and said, "Take this and hurry." I took and held it toward the black horse yonder. He fattened and was happy, and came prancing to his place again, and was the first grandfather sitting there. The second grandfather, he of the north, spoke again. "Take courage, younger brother," he said. "On earth a nation you shall make live, for yours shall be the power of the white giant's wing, the cleansing wind." Then he got up very tall and started running toward the north. And when he turned toward me, it was a white goose wheeling. I looked about me now, and the horses in the west were thunders, and the horses of the north were geese. And now it was the third grandfather who spoke, he of where the sun shines continually. "Take courage, younger brother," he said, "for across the earth they shall take you." Then he pointed to where the daybreak star was shining, and beneath the star 2 men were flying. "From them you shall have power," he said, "from them who have awakened all the beings of the earth with roots and legs and wings." And as he said this, he held in his hand a peace pipe which had a spotted eagle outstretched upon the stem. And this eagle seemed alive, for it was poised there, fluttering, and its eyes were looking at me. With this pipe, the grandfather said, you shall walk upon the earth, and whatever sickens there you shall make well. Then he pointed to a man who was bright red all over, the color of good and plenty. And as he pointed, the red man lay down and rolled, and changed into a bison that got up and galloped toward the sorrel horses of the east. And they too turned to bison, fat and many. And now the fourth grandfather spoke, he of the place where you are always facing, the south. Whence comes the power to grow? Younger brother, he said, with the powers of the four quarters you shall walk, a relative. Behold, the living center of a nation I shall give you, and with it many you shall save. And I saw that he was holding in his hand a bright red stick that was alive. And as I looked, it sprouted at the top and sent forth branches. And on the branches many leaves came out, and murmured, and in the leaves the birds began to sing. And then, just for a little while, I thought I saw beneath it, in the shade, the circled villages of people, and every living thing with roots or legs or wings, and all were happy. It shall stand in the center of the nation's circle, said the grandfather, a cane to walk with, and a people's heart, and by your powers you shall make it blossom. Then, when he had been still a little while to hear the birds sing, he spoke again, Behold the earth. So I looked down and saw it lying yonder like a hoop of peoples, and in the center bloomed the holy stick that was a tree, and where it stood there crossed two roads, a red one and a black. From where the giant lives, the north, to where you always face, the south, the red road goes, the road of good, the grandfather said, and on it shall your nation walk. The black road goes from where the thunder beings live, the west, to where the sun continually shines, the east, a fearful road, a road of troubles and of war. On this also you shall walk, and from it you shall have the power to destroy a people's foes. And for a sense you shall walk the earth with power. I think he meant that I should see 4 generations, counting me, and now I am seeing the third. Then he rose very tall and started running toward the south, and was an elk, and as he stood among the buckskins yonder, they too were elks.
From the north to the south is the good red road, the spiritual road. According to the Lakota elders, the negative force lies on the left and the positive on the right. We may go left or right sometimes, but we should always come back to the middle and travel the good red road, representing spiritual balance. Illuminated viewers, we appreciate your company today for On the Good Red Road, selections from Black Elk Speaks, Part 1 of 2 on Words of Wisdom. Please join us again tomorrow for more secrets revealed through Black Elk's vivid accountings. Coming up next is the Ainu, indigenous people of Japan, right after noteworthy news. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. May the morning star be your guide and forever bless you with inner understanding.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/WOW.